the future of automated storage. Well, joining us today to speak about that, Brian Reinhart, Vice President of Sales, Solutions, and Marketing at HAI Robotics. Brian, it's great to see you once again.
Thanks for having me, Russell. Welcome. It's a pleasure.
Brian, let's turn to ASRS. I want to talk about just how that is affecting workflows. So walk us through that in your estimation. What's going on there?
Well, I think really what's interesting right now is the evolution of even just the term or the applicability of ASRS.
Okay.
Historically, people would think automated storage and retrieval. You think big, slow, cumbersome pallet handling systems. But as the market has evolved, ASRS encompasses a number of things in terms of mobile robotics, goods-to-person technology. And so the way it's affecting the workflow is really kind of just dynamic flexibility. What used to require an operation to fit into a certain element of automation is really not the case anymore. And that broad range of scope under ASRS is allowing automation to solve problems versus, kind of cramming an operation into that automation. So it's really that broad adaptation and the growth of the technology that is just expanding what we can do from a workflow perspective.
So many innovations in the warehouse, no doubt about it. Good to hear about that. Let's talk about automating goods to person warehouse storage. Let's talk about more specifically the benefits of automating that. So walk us through that. What do you say?
Yeah, when you get into the goods to person subsection of ASRS, you're really talking about high density, high speed operating systems, typically in order fulfillment, e-commerce environments, where we're trying to combine 2 or 3 applications into one operator. Things like put away, replenishment, picking, quality assurance, cycle counting can all be done from one pick engine, one storage medium at one operator workstation. And that's the true advantage that goods to person is bringing to the market. The amount of kind of savings and synergies that you can get in the warehouse from that technology are just astounding.
Mm-hmm. Lots going on there. Now, is that something that anybody can implement, or do you really have to be of a certain scale before that's the kind of thing that you can take advantage of or afford to take advantage of?
Historically, it was certainly, that you had to be at scale, right? There was a certain level before ROIs would make sense. Pilots, proof of concepts, low and medium speed and density solutions, they really just didn't exist. Today, though, we've really introduced the concept of kind of stepping your toe into the water versus jumping in. And so technologies have made themselves scalable, expandable, and a lot more adaptable, allowing people to start at a lower entry point. And for the big guys, that even still works. No longer are the days of having to purchase that $200 million automation system that you hope works. You can run it in one of your smaller facilities at a much smaller price entry point. Once you've proven it out, adapted your organization to the tech, roll it out to the big facilities. So it's really a service everyone can benefit from.
One of the things that we've been talking about, of course, is the evolution of technology in the warehouse. Well, that's not something that's stopping today. It's going to continue. So my question to you is, let's talk about that future. Where do you see it going? What's going to be happening in this all-important space? What do you say?
Yeah, I think what's interesting to me is there's 3 main problems that we try to solve for the end user, and that's density, our square footage play, speed, our operator efficiencies, and those have kind of been taken care of. The last one, and where I think we're headed, is flexibility, and that's a term you'll hear a lot, closely associated with mobility. And that's why you see so many robotics companies, coming out of the woodwork, robotics departments being developed from some of the big boys. That mobility provides a flexibility that really ensures, we don't have to cram a particular SKU set or a particular SKU velocity into a traditional technology. Mobility allows for every bot to attach to every type of tote, to approach every operator. There's no more aisles, no more segmentation, no more downstream consolidation. And so the evolution of taking that speed and density in a flexible environment, it's not even where we're going, it's where we're here. And I think that's kind of what's exciting to watch.
You mentioned, Brian, that there's all of these robotics companies here at ProMat. That's where, of course, you and I are speaking. And you're right, there are quite a number of vendors. Well, I want to turn to HAI Robotics, and I want you to tell the viewer just what is the focus of HAI Robotics, what separates you from the other vendors, and more specifically, what are you doing to optimize the operations of your customer base? So what would you tell the viewer?
Sure, I appreciate the opportunity. I think there's a couple things you want to look at when you're considering an automation partner. From a technical aspect, look into those 3 buckets that I just spoke about. Is it dense? Are we making the use of our square footage? Can we hit the rates needed with an efficient and useful operator staff. And what happens if we change, if our SKU set changes, if our Pareto changes, right? Is the technology flexible enough to handle that? And those are all things that I think the HAI Robotics technology checks off. Just as importantly though, I would encourage the end user and your viewers to consider the company they're partnered with. There's a lot of companies coming from the Asia Pacific market, the European market, that are doing a lot of business in North America. Have they fully set up shop here, or is it more of a satellite approach? You want to find a partner that is going to be local to your environment. Local software control, local project management, domestic on-call service and support. These are key elements outside from just the technology to selecting the right type of partner. And we think HAI Robotics accommodates that.
That's a very, very important point. I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, I know you are very, very busy here at ProMat, but you found time to speak with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It's Brian Reinhart, HAI Robotics, speaking with us today about the future of automated storage. Thanks for watching.